Good evening, sir. The reason I stopped you is your right taillight is out. Can I see your license and registration?
Certainly, officer. They are right here.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir. Is this your current address on your license?
Noah Reed felt the night shift wind push against his jacket as he stepped out of the airport terminal. His phone still buzzing from overseas messages. Seoul, Lagos, Dubai. The world moved with him, answered him, respected him. But here, in his own country, a single flashing blue and red reflection snapped everything back into place. The patrol car crawled up beside him like it had already made up its mind. "Hey! Hands out of your pockets." The officer's voice was sharp enough to slice the air. Noah froze, heat crawling across his chest. He'd been home exactly 6 minutes. 6 minutes before the old rules returned, the ones that said none of his achievements mattered in the shadows of those lights. He lifted his hands slowly. A few travelers turned, watching, pretending they weren't watching. "What's the problem, officer?" Noah asked, steady but tight. "You match a description," the man said, stepping closer. "Blackmail. Suspicious behavior. That ring a bell." The words hit like a slap. Casual, rehearsed, empty of truth. Noah swallowed. "I just landed. I runna." "Don't care," the officer cut in. "Turn around." One line. Cold. Final. Noah felt something shift. A quiet dread unfolding behind his ribs. He wasn't being questioned. He was being decided. The officer's hand drifted toward his holster. And Noah realized, with a sudden icy clarity, that this wasn't a misunderstanding. It was a setup. A second pair of boots approached from behind him. "Noah Reed?" a different voice asked. Noah turned his head slightly, just enough to see a second officer's face. And that face was smiling. Noah Reed stepped into the cold California night with a familiar heaviness of jet lag settling into his bones. Neon reflections glimmered on the glossy airport pavement, and rolling suitcase wheels hummed in the background. He breathed in, reminding himself he was home again, even if home often treated him like a stranger at the door. His ride was still 10 minutes away. He checked the time, exhaled, and adjusted the strap of his leather carry-on. Then the lights came. A blue-red strobe washed over the sidewalk, staining the concrete and his clothes in alternating flashes. The patrol car crawled into view, stopping far too close, engine rumbling like a threat pretending to be routine. "Hey, you!" The officer's voice sliced through the air. Noah stiffened. He turned slowly, keeping his hands visible. Officer Dempsey stepped out, tall and squared, his boots hitting the pavement with deliberate weight. The man's eyes flicked over Noah's face, over his luggage, then back up with an expression Noah had seen before, the kind that didn't ask questions, only made assumptions. "You waiting for someone?" Dempsey asked. "Yes," Noah said calmly. "My rides." "Hands out of your pockets," the officer snapped. "They're not in my pockets." "Then keep them where I can see them." Noah lifted his hands slightly. "Is something wrong, officer?" "You tell me," Dempsey said, circling him like he expected guilt to fall out of Noah's jacket. "You look nervous." "I'm tired," Noah replied. "Just landed." "From where?" "South Korea." Dempsey scoffed. "Fancy." "It was work." "Sure it was." Noah swallowed. "Is that a problem?" "Depends," Dempsey said, leaning in. "What are you doing hanging around the arrivals lane? You selling something? Waiting for someone to pick you up a little too long? Saw you standing here looking jumpy." "I'm not jumpy. I'm checking for my driver." "Don't lie," Dempsey muttered. "You match a description." "What description?" "Blackmail. Dark jacket. Suspicious behavior." Noah felt heat rising in his chest. "Officer, I'm just trying to go home." "That what you call it?" Dempsey smirked. "Home? Where's that exactly?" "Koreatown," Noah answered. The officer raised a brow. "Koreatown? Must be nice to afford that." "It's where my apartment is," Noah said carefully. You got ID? Yes. In my wallet. Dempsey's hand hovered over his holster. Reach slow. Noah's breath tightened. I will. Do it. Noah reached slowly, every motion deliberate. He handed over his ID. Dempsey snatched it, scanning the name with narrowed eyes. Noah Reed, he read. Occupation, entrepreneur. That real? Or is that one of those made-up internet titles broke guys like to use? It's real, Noah said. You got proof. My company websites, tax records. Yeah, Dempsey said, waving a dismissive hand. Anyone can make a website. A couple walking past slowed down, glancing between the two. Noah saw pity in the woman's eyes, boredom in the man's. Neither stopped. Look, Noah said, forcing steadiness into his voice. Is there any legitimate reason you're detaining me? Detaining, Dempsey repeated, pretending to laugh. This is just a conversation. You're the one acting guilty. I'm not acting guilty. I'm cooperating. Then stop questioning me. Dempsey stepped closer, too close. People like you always pushing back, always thinking you've got something to say. Noah's pulse spiked. People like me. You heard me, the officer said. Now turn around. For what reason? Dempsey's jaw tightened. Because I said so. That's not a legal reason. Oh, you a lawyer now? No. Then shut your mouth. The words hit Noah harder than he expected. He looked down, grounding himself in the rhythmic flicker of airport lights. He'd built companies across continents, negotiated million-dollar contracts, sat with ministers, presidents, CEOs. And somehow none of that armor mattered here. Not in front of a man with a badge, a gun, and a bias he wore like a second uniform. A second patrol car pulled up. Noah's stomach dropped. Two more officers stepped out. One whispered something to Dempsey, who didn't look away from Noah. Yeah, that's him, Dempsey muttered. Noah's breath caught. That's who? You, Dempsey said. The guy causing disturbances near the terminal earlier. I've been here 7 minutes, Noah said firmly. I just walked out. Wrong, Dempsey said. We got a call. No, you didn't. You calling me a liar. I'm saying I didn't do what you're accusing me of. Dempsey's face hardened. Oh, so now you think you can tell me how my job works? I think. Turn. Around. Noah shook his head slightly. Officer. The nearest backup officer stepped forward. Do what he says. I haven't done anything, Noah insisted. Doesn't matter, Dempsey said. One of the officers looked uneasy. Sarge, maybe we should. Shut it, Dempsey snapped. Noah met the younger officer's eyes. There was something there, hesitation maybe. But it disappeared as quickly as it came. I'm placing you under temporary detainment, Dempsey declared. For what? Noah asked. For resisting. I'm not resisting. You are. No, I'm. Dempsey grabbed Noah's arm. Pain shot through Noah's shoulder as he twisted him toward the wall. Stop, Noah said. I didn't. Oh, you'll stop, Dempsey hissed. Trust me. A family across the sidewalk paused, the father pulling out his phone. Dempsey glared at him. Keep walking, he barked. The father lowered the phone and obeyed. Noah's voice trembled. Please, this isn't right. Dempsey leaned close, whispering. It doesn't have to be right. The handcuffs tightened around Noah's wrists. And in that moment, the cold metal biting skin, Noah realized something terrifying. This wasn't about suspicion. This was about power. And Dempsey had already decided how this night would end. Noah stood rigid inside the holding area, the fluorescent lights humming like they were mocking him. Officer Dempsey swaggered in with 2 backup officers, already shaping the story he wanted the room to believe. He reached into his jacket. Dempsey announced loudly, as if rehearsing for an invisible audience. Quick, sudden motion. Looked like he was going for something. Noah's jaw tightened. That's not true, he said. I told you I was grabbing my ID. Sure, Dempsey replied, smirking. That's what they all say. One of the backup officers, Ortiz, gestured for Noah to sit. Just let him talk, Ortiz muttered. Dempsey shot him a glare. Don't tell me how to handle a threat. Noah stared at him, heart pounding. Threat? You were agitated, Dempsey said. Pacing, scanning the area. Looked like you were waiting for someone to pick you up. I was, Noah said. Exactly, Dempsey replied. Suspicious. Noah closed his eyes briefly. Already, the lie was becoming their version of truth. Noah opened his eyes as the second officer, Hale, pulled out a clipboard. Statement, Hale said monotone. Tell us why you were resisting. I wasn't, Noah replied. I cooperated. I answered questions. I moved slowly. Hale shrugged. That's not what we saw. It's what happened. Dempsey stepped closer, voice sharp. Look, Reed, you're making this harder than it needs to be. You fit a call. You acted nervous. You reached. I reached because you told me to. Tone, Dempsey snapped. Careful. Noah inhaled slowly, feeling the edges of fear and fury scraping inside his chest. I'm asking for fairness, he said. Dempsey laughed. Fairness? You think this is some debate? You caused a scene, and now you're here because of your choices. Noah looked around the room. White walls, cameras in each corner, a metal bench too cold for comfort. The silence from the other officers felt complicit. I want to call my lawyer, Noah said. Dempsey sighed. Later. A tense stillness settled as Noah tried to steady his breathing. Hale scribbled something without looking up. Ortiz shifted his weight, eyes fixed on the floor. Officer, Noah said, keeping his voice level. I need to make that call. And I'm telling you, Dempsey replied. Not yet. Noah leaned forward. This is my right. You know what's funny? Dempsey asked, leaning in. Guys like you always talking about rights. But when we're out there trying to keep people safe, you all think you're the victims. I am a victim right now, Noah said. Dempsey snorted. Save it. Hale finally glanced up. Sarge, the chief wants updates. Dempsey waved him off. Tell him I'm handling it. Noah clenched his fists behind his back, the cuffs biting into his skin. Please, he said. Just let me call her. Ortiz looked at Dempsey. Maybe we should. No, Dempsey barked. He's not calling anyone until I'm done with him. Minutes dragged by like hours as Noah sat there, replaying the stop over and over. Every command, every accusation, every stare from strangers. He lifted his head. Why are you doing this? He asked. Dempsey folded his arms. Doing what? Pretending I did something wrong. You did, Dempsey said. You disobeyed instructions. No, Noah replied. I complied. Not fast enough. Noah inhaled. You escalated without reason. Dempsey smirked. There's always a reason. Then tell me. Because you matched the description. Noah held his gaze. A vague description you can apply to anyone. Not anyone, Dempsey said. Hale coughed lightly, nervous. Sarge. Maybe we should process him if we're keeping him. Dempsey turned sharply. You questioning me? Hale stepped back. No, sir. Noah leaned against the wall. I don't want trouble, he said. Then stop creating it, Dempsey replied. Sit. Noah stayed standing. Dempsey stepped closer. I said sit. After a beat, Noah lowered himself onto the bench. The room felt colder now, as if the walls themselves had pulled back from him. Ortiz finally spoke, voice low. Sarge, the cameras are on. They're always on, Dempsey snapped. So, Ortiz hesitated. So, maybe we should follow protocol. Dempsey rolled his eyes. Protocol is what I say it is. Noah looked at Ortiz. You saw what happened. Ortiz didn't answer. Hale stepped closer to Dempsey. Sarge, the chief is calling again. Ignore him. He said it's urgent. Dempsey muttered a curse. Fine. He stormed out, leaving Hale and Ortiz behind. Noah exhaled shakily. He knows he's wrong, Noah said. Ortiz rubbed his temples. I can't get involved. You already are, Noah replied. Hale looked at Noah more carefully. What do you do? Hale asked. That makes him this nervous. I build companies, Noah said. Big ones. Hale blinked. And he doesn't know who you are. Does it matter? Noah asked. Hale didn't answer. Dempsey returned moments later, jaw tight. Get him processed, he ordered. Hale hesitated. For what? Disturbing the peace, Dempsey snapped. And resisting. I didn't resist, Noah said. You resisted my authority, Dempsey replied. Ortiz looked between them, tension visible in his shoulders. Sarge, the chief wants you to release him. Dempsey froze. What? He wants him out. Now. Dempsey stepped forward. You're lying. No, Ortiz said. He saw the preliminary report. Hale swallowed. Maybe we should listen. Dempsey glared at Noah. This isn't over, he hissed. Men like you always think you've won. Noah straightened. I just want the truth. Dempsey leaned close. Truth is what we write. The words chilled Noah deeper than the cuffs still biting his wrists. Something darker was unfolding, and he knew this was only the beginning. Felt the room tighten around him. Noah sat in the precinct's cramped interview room, the metal table cold against his palms. The air smelled faintly of disinfectant and old sweat, the kind that seeped into walls after years of bad decisions and worse truths. He tried to steady his breathing. He had been in boardrooms on 3 continents, negotiated with governments, faced crises that would terrify Fortune 500 CEOs. But nothing made him tremble like sitting alone under fluorescent lights with a false charge hanging over his head. The door opened sharply. Dempsey strode in with false confidence, as if he owned the air inside the room. Hale and Ortiz followed, though both looked uneasy. Let's wrap this up, Dempsey said. You're lucky we didn't book you already. I didn't commit a crime, Noah replied. You resisted a lawful command, Dempsey said. That's a crime. It wasn't lawful. Agreed to disagree. Noah inhaled. I want to call my attorney now. Dempsey shook his head. Not yet. Now, Noah repeated firmer. Dempsey smirked. You think you're in charge. Noah didn't flinch. I'm not asking for special treatment. Just my rights. Dempsey leaned over the table. You want to make this complicated, Reed? Because you're doing a great job of it. Hale cleared his throat. Sarge, the chief's already uneasy about this. Quiet, Dempsey ordered. Noah spoke calmly. I'm calling Ava Fletcher. Ortiz's head snapped up. Wait, Ava Fletcher. As in? Yes, Noah said. Hale's face paled. Civil rights Ava Fletcher. The one who sued 2 departments last year, Ortiz muttered. Dempsey scoffed. Who cares? She's just another lawyer. No, Hale said quietly. She's not just another lawyer. Dempsey rolled his eyes. I'm not scared of her. Noah met his gaze. Then why are you stopping me from calling her? Dempsey's jaw tightened, the slightest crack in his facade. Sit tight. I need to verify some information. I'm not waiting anymore, Noah said. Give me my phone. You don't give orders in here, Dempsey snapped. Noah stared at him. Then you make the call. Dial her office. Put it on speaker. Dempsey clenched his fists, irritation rising under his skin like fire. Hale stepped forward. Sarge, maybe we should. No, Dempsey barked. He's bluffing. I'm not, Noah said. Dempsey slammed his hands on the table. You think dropping her name will save you? I think the truth will. Dempsey turned away in frustration, muttering something under his breath. Ortiz pulled Hale aside and whispered, If Fletcher shows up and he lied on the report, we're done. All of us. Hale rubbed his temples. I know. Dempsey shot them a glare. You two got something to say. Neither spoke. Noah kept his voice level. You're making a mistake, officer. Stop talking, Dempsey snapped. You wrote a false statement. I wrote what happened. That's not the truth. Dempsey stepped closer. Truth is what I say it is. The words echoed through the room like a punch. Then the door opened again. A sergeant stepped inside, holding a phone. Sarge. You need to take this. Dempsey frowned. I'm busy. It's urgent. Dempsey snatched the phone. Yeah. There was a pause. His face stiffened. Then anger. Then a flicker of something else, fear. He handed the phone back slowly. Read, he said. Your lawyer's on her way. Noah didn't move. Did you tell her why I'm here? Dempsey didn't answer. Hale exhaled deeply. Ortiz wiped his forehead. Noah's cuffs were removed, but the tension stayed wrapped around his wrists like phantom metal. Minutes later, the door flew open again, this time with force and purpose. Ava Fletcher stepped inside like a storm contained in human form. Mid-30s, sharp suit, sharper eyes. Her presence ate the room alive. Noah, she said, voice low but furious. Are you hurt? No, he said. Just tired. She nodded once. Then she turned to the officers. Which one is Dempsey? The room froze. Dempsey lifted his chin. That's me. Ava stepped up to him, inches away. You detained my client without cause? He matched a description, Dempsey said. Vague racial profiling isn't a description, she snapped. What else? He reached into his jacket. Ava looked at Noah. Did he? No, Noah said. He told me to. Ava turned back to Dempsey. You recorded this, I assume. Body cam footage. Dempsey hesitated. Technical issue. Of course, Ava said, sarcasm dripping. Convenient. Hale swallowed. Ortiz stared at the floor. Ava crossed her arms. What did you charge him with? Disturbing the peace. Resisting. Ava blinked slowly. Do you realize who you're talking about? Dempsey frowned. Doesn't matter who he is. Ava stepped closer. My client is a global entrepreneur. His companies operate in 6 countries. He donates to state innovation programs. He has more verified business credentials than this entire precinct combined. Dempsey stiffened. Ava continued, relentless. And you thought profiling him at an airport was a good idea? Hale whispered. Oh God. Dempsey tried to hold firm. I followed procedure. No, Ava said. You abused procedure. Ortiz finally spoke, voice trembling. Sarge. Maybe we should just. Don't finish that sentence, Dempsey warned. Ava slammed her briefcase onto the table. You're going to release him. Immediately. You're also going to provide the body cam footage within 24 hours. Or I file an injunction. There's no footage, Dempsey insisted. There will be, Ava replied. One way or another. Dempsey's mask cracked. Just slightly. Enough for fear to slip through. Noah watched him carefully, feeling a strange mix of exhaustion and vindication. Ava placed a hand on Noah's shoulder. Let's go. We're done here. As they walked toward the exit, Dempsey called after them. This isn't over. Ava didn't turn around. No, she said. It's just beginning. The conference room inside Ava's law office felt warmer than the precinct. Soft lights, clean air. But Noah still sat stiffly, fingers tapping the table like he couldn't shake the echo of metal cuffs. Ava spread papers, printouts, and a thin folder labeled Police Incident Report across the table. Noah, she said, voice calm but edged with steel. I need you to go through everything that happened. Slowly. Exactly as you remember it. He nodded. Okay. I landed. I walked outside. I checked my phone for my driver. Then the lights. Good, Ava said. What did he say first? Hey. Hands out of your pockets. Ava scribbled. Your hands weren't in your pockets. No. She exhaled. Already contradicts his report. What did he write? Noah asked. She slapped the folder open. He wrote that you made furtive movements and refused multiple verbal commands. He claims you were pacing, agitated, suspicious. Noah stared at the page. That's all a lie. Of course it is. Why would he write that? Ava looked him in the eye. Because it makes the arrest legal on paper. He swallowed. Even if it's false. Especially if it's false. He closed his eyes. I hate this. I know. There was a knock. Ava looked up. Come in. Her assistant entered with a laptop. The first bystander video is online. I emailed it to you. Ava opened it immediately. Noah leaned in as a shaky recording began. Airport pavement, flashing lights, a tense exchange. It captured only the moment Dempsey shoved Noah against the wall. Ava paused the video. They only caught the end. Of course, Noah whispered. Ava nodded. But it still shows aggression. Noah frowned. Will it help? It helps paint a pattern, Ava said. But we need more. Like the body cam footage, he muttered. Ava's jaw tightened. Which they conveniently say is unavailable. Noah looked up. Conveniently. Body cam systems don't just fail, Ava said. Not unless someone wants them to. Before Noah could respond, the phone on the table buzzed. Ava glanced at it. It's Ortiz, she said. Noah blinked. The officer. Ava answered. Officer Ortiz. A quiet voice came through the speaker. Ms. Fletcher. I shouldn't be calling. But I can't sleep. I need to tell someone what happened. Ava straightened. Go on. He lied, Ortiz whispered. Dempsey lied in the report. Maybe 3 times. And he told us to back him. Ava leaned forward. Are you willing to say that on record? I don't know. Ortiz, Ava said calmly. The truth protects you. Lies destroy you. I'm scared, he said. He runs the patrol unit. He decides schedules, assignments, discipline, everything. Noah spoke softly. You saw what happened. You know the truth. Ortiz hesitated. I know what he did was wrong. But if I say something, I'll be done. Ava nodded, though he couldn't see her. Take time. Think. And call me back when you've decided. Ortiz hung up. Noah rubbed his face. He's scared. Because the system protects men like Dempsey, Ava said. And punishes anyone who breaks silence. Noah leaned back. What now? We gather everything, Ava said, flipping through the report again. Your account. Witness videos. Patterns of misconduct. Patterns. Ava pulled out another folder. Dempsey has 5 complaints in the last 3 years. Noah's eyes widened. 5. Mostly profiling, she said. 1 for excessive force. None sustained. Noah stared. So they knew. They always know. There was a moment of heavy silence before Noah asked, What do we do with this? We use it, Ava said. But we need something bigger. A knock interrupted them again. Ava's assistant re-entered, breathless. Another video just posted. This one's from earlier. Ava opened it instantly. This time, the recording began a minute before the confrontation. Noah watched himself standing calmly near the curb, scrolling through his phone. Dempsey exited his cruiser, approached him aggressively. Ava pressed play as Dempsey barked. What are you doing here? Noah on video responded. Waiting for my ride. The video ended abruptly, but it was enough. This, Ava whispered, is game-changing. Noah felt a knot loosen in his chest. So people did see. Yes, Ava said. And they're speaking. Noah looked down. But it still doesn't show everything. No, Ava agreed. We need body cam. Which they won't give us. Not without pressure. How do we pressure them? Ava closed the laptop slowly. We make this public. Noah's stomach dropped. Ava, I don't want to be on the news. You already are, she replied. He swallowed. I'm not trying to become some symbol. You're not, Ava said. You're a man whose rights were violated. If we don't tell your story, they'll bury it. Noah exhaled. So we release the videos. We release everything, Ava said. And we demand the department produce the missing footage. And if they don't, Ava smiled grimly. Then they look guilty. Noah rubbed his forehead. I'm not used to fighting like this. Ava placed a hand on the table. You negotiate across the world. You built companies in countries where you didn't even speak the language at first. You can handle this. It's different, Noah murmured. They hold the power here. Ava shook her head. Power shifts when truth surfaces. He looked up. So what's next? We prepare your statement, Ava said. And then, we wait for the world to react. Noah exhaled slowly, the weight settling deeper across his chest. I'm scared, Ava. She nodded. You should be. But you're not alone. His phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. Noah opened it. A single text. Saw what happened. The truth is coming. He stared at the words, unsure if they brought comfort or warning. Ava said softly. This is where their story begins to crack. Noah didn't look up. And where ours starts. Noah sat in Ava's office the next morning, staring at the blinds as sunlight slipped through in thin, uneven lines. It was early, too early, but his phone had been vibrating non-stop since dawn. Mentions, messages, missed calls, news alerts. Ava entered holding 2 coffees and a laptop. You've seen it, she asked. I'm trying not to, Noah muttered. Ava set the laptop in front of him. You need to. Noah hesitated before pressing play. A news anchor's voice filled the room. Video circulating online shows an airport altercation between a black traveler and Officer Brandon Dempsey, who appears to escalate without clear provocation. The clip played. Dempsey barking orders, Noah complying, the shove against the wall. Noah swallowed. It looks bad. For him, Ava said. The anchor continued. The man in the video has been identified as Noah Reed, CEO and founder of Reed Global Technologies. Noah's head snapped up. They used my title. Business networks picked it up, Ava explained. One outlet called you a respected international entrepreneur. Another called you a prominent tech innovator. He shook his head. So now it matters who I am. It shouldn't, Ava said. But it does. He exhaled angrily. I shouldn't need a resume to survive a traffic stop. No, Ava agreed. You shouldn't. The door opened. Ava's assistant peeked in. Press is calling. They want a statement. No, Noah said quickly. Not yet. Ava nodded. Tell them to hold. The assistant left. Noah leaned back. I didn't ask for any of this. You didn't cause it, Ava said. But you're part of the story now. His phone buzzed again. He glanced at the screen. Mom, are you okay? Call me, please. He sighed. My family's scared. Of course, Ava said. This is national now. Noah rubbed his temples. How fast did this spread? Millions of views overnight, Ava answered. And comments. A lot of them are on your side. Some won't be, he muttered. True, Ava said. But that's why we stay focused. A knock came again. Ava's assistant re-entered holding a tablet. You need to see this. She played another clip, this one an interview. A middle-aged white man appeared on screen, face nervous. I saw the whole thing, he said. The officer, he just went after him. No reason. The man was calm the entire time. Noah blinked. A witness came forward. Ava smiled. An important one. The man continued. I didn't post the video at first because I was scared. But watching the footage online, I knew I had to say something. Noah stared. He didn't owe me anything. Decency, Ava said quietly, doesn't need to be owed. Before Noah could reply, Ava's phone rang. She answered. Yes. She listened, expression sharpening. Understood, she said, hanging up. What happened? Noah asked. That was a journalist, Ava said. She uncovered Dempsey's prior complaints. Noah frowned. How many? 5, Ava said. 3 for profiling. 1 for harassment. 1 excessive force. And none were sustained, Noah said bitterly. Internal affairs buried them, Ava replied. Noah clenched his jaw. So they protected him. They protected the department, Ava corrected. He just benefited. His phone buzzed again, this time with a notification from a major business news outlet. Racial profiling incident involving tech CEO sparks national debate. Noah swallowed. This is spiraling. It's gaining momentum, Ava said. That's not the same thing. Another buzz. Social media again. Trending hashtag. Hashtag justice for Reed. Noah stared at it. I don't want to be a hashtag. You're a catalyst, Ava said. Not a symbol. Not a martyr. A man demanding truth. Noah stood pacing. And what about Dempsey? What's happening to him? Ava opened her laptop. He went on local news this morning. And she clicked a video. Dempsey stood outside the precinct. Uniform crisp, voice defensive. The man was acting suspicious, Dempsey said. People forget officers have to make split-second decisions. He escalated. Not me. Noah's stomach twisted. He's lying. Ava nodded. Watch the next part. A reporter stepped closer. Officer, what about the video? Dempsey forced a smile. Videos don't capture everything. People act different when cameras are rolling. Noah shook his head. He's doubling down. Because he's desperate, Ava said. No remorse, Noah whispered. None. Ava closed the laptop. He thinks the department will shield him. But public pressure is shifting. Another knock. Ava's assistant poked her head inside. Internal Affairs requested a meeting with you. Ava raised an eyebrow. Already. They want to schedule for tomorrow. Noah exhaled. So it's happening. Yes, Ava said. But remember, IA's goal is to protect the institution, not you. So they'll try to control the narrative, Noah muttered. They always do, Ava said. But we have evidence. Noah sat again, slower this time. Ava. Do you think justice is possible? Ava looked at him for a long moment. It's possible to get the truth on record. That's where justice starts. He looked away. I'm tired of always starting. You're not alone this time, Ava said. His phone buzzed again. This time he recognized the number. His international business partner from Singapore. He answered. Hello. Noah, the man said, worried. We saw everything online. Are you all right? I'm managing. We support you, the man said. Whatever you need. Noah ended the call slowly. Even overseas they know. Ava folded her arms. Good. Let the world see. A sudden alert popped up on the laptop. A breaking news banner. Dempsey under review for previous misconduct complaints. Noah stared. Already. Ava nodded. Public pressure works. Noah looked out the window, watching cars move through the city he loved and feared. Why do things only change when enough people are watching? Ava answered softly. Because silence protects power. Exposure destroys it. He turned to her. So what now? Ava leaned in. Now we prepare for the next step. Meetings, press statements, evidence review, and eventually your lawsuit. Noah took a slow breath. And Dempsey? He's unraveling, Ava said. The more he talks, the more he exposes himself. Noah picked up his phone again. Another message. Unknown number. There's more footage. I'll send it soon. His heart skipped. Ava's eyes sharpened. We're not finished. Noah nodded. No. We're just beginning. Noah sat in the waiting area outside the Internal Affairs office, hands clasped tightly together. The hallway felt colder than the rest of the precinct, like the building itself knew what was coming. Ava sat beside him, flipping through her notes, but Noah could feel the tension radiating off her. "You ready?" she asked quietly. "No," he said honestly. "But I'm here." "That's enough." The IA door opened. A tall man in a gray suit stepped out. "Mr. Reed. Ms. Fletcher. Come in." They followed him into a small room with a round table and 3 chairs. Another officer, this one younger and visibly nervous, sat in the corner typing. The man in gray introduced himself. "I'm Captain Rhodes. We're reviewing the incident involving Officer Dempsey. We appreciate your cooperation." Eva set her bag down. "We expect transparency, Captain." Rhodes nodded. "Let's start with your account." Noah swallowed. "I already." "We need it again," Rhodes said gently. "On record." Noah inhaled slowly. "He approached me without cause. Accused me of acting suspicious. Ordered me to keep my hands visible even though they already were. He asked why I was waiting there. He questioned where I lived. When I tried to explain, he escalated." Rhodes scribbled notes. "Did you raise your voice?" "No," Noah said. "I stayed calm." Ava leaned forward. "And he told Noah to reach for his ID." Rhodes glanced up. "So he instructed you to reach?" "Yes." "And then he claimed you reached aggressively?" "Yes." Rhodes wrote faster. A timid knock interrupted them. The door opened. Officer Ortiz stood there, eyes darting nervously. "Captain. You said you needed me?" Rhodes nodded. "Officer Ortiz, come in." Ortiz stepped inside and sat across from Noah, unable to meet his eyes. Ava spoke first. "Officer, you were present during the arrest." Ortiz nodded. Rhodes asked, "Did Mr. Reed resist?" Ortiz hesitated, his throat tightening. "I know. He didn't." Noah exhaled shakily. Rhodes continued. "Did Officer Dempsey instruct Mr. Reed to retrieve his ID?" "Yes." "And did Dempsey later claim the motion was suspicious?" "Yes." Ava stared at Ortiz. "Did you support that statement?" Ortiz's voice cracked. "Sarge told us to." Rhodes looked up sharply. "Told you to?" Ortiz swallowed. "He said our jobs depended on backing him." The younger IA officer typing in the corner froze. Rhodes leaned forward. "Officer Ortiz. You understand the weight of what you're saying?" "Yes," Ortiz whispered. "That's why I'm scared." Ava's tone softened. "You're doing the right thing." Ortiz looked at Noah for the first time. "I'm sorry. I should have said something sooner." Noah nodded slowly. "Thank you for telling the truth." The room fell silent until Rhodes cleared his throat. "We're requesting all body cam footage from that night." Ava crossed her arms. "They said it was unavailable." Rhodes sighed. "We'll see about that." As if on cue, the door burst open. Hale rushed in, holding a small device. "Captain, you need to see this." Rhodes frowned. "What is it?" "Dempsey's body cam," Hale said breathlessly. "It wasn't missing. It was hidden." Ortiz's eyes widened. "He hid footage." Rhodes took the device and connected it to the monitor. Ava whispered, "Play it." The footage loaded. Noah's stomach tightened as the image appeared. Him standing on the curb, scrolling his phone. Harmless." Dempsey's voice came through the speaker. "What are you doing here?" The footage showed everything. The unnecessary aggression, the interrogation, the arbitrary commands, the shove. Noah watched himself flinch as Dempsey grabbed him. Ortiz looked sick. Hale rubbed his forehead. Ava folded her arms. "So much for technical issues." Rhodes stopped the video. "This is significant," Ava said. "This is damning." Noah whispered. "This is the truth." There was a long silence before Rhodes finally spoke. "We'll launch a formal investigation. Officer Dempsey is to be removed from duty pending review." Hale nodded. "He's not going to handle that well." Rhodes sighed. "Do it anyway." As they exited the building, Noah felt the sun warm his face. It should have felt like relief, but it didn't. The pressure still sat heavy in his chest. Eva noticed. "You're quiet." "I thought seeing the footage would help," Noah murmured. "Instead, it just made everything real." "It's always been real," Eva said. "Now it's undeniable." They walked toward the courthouse lot. Noah reached for the car door when a voice called out, "Read." Noah turned sharply. Dempsey stood by the sidewalk, plain clothes now, eyes burning with something unsettling. Anger, desperation, humiliation. Eva stepped forward instantly. "Stay back." Dempsey ignored her. "You think you won. You think all this changes anything." Eva repeated firmer. "Back. Away." Dempsey pointed at Noah. "You ruined my career." Noah felt a stab of fear but held steady. "You ruined it yourself." Dempsey took a step forward. "You think people like you get to walk around destroying good cops?" Ava stepped between them. "Officer Dempsey, this is harassment." Dempsey scoffed. "Harassment? You haven't seen harassment." Noah inhaled slowly. "You abused your power. Now you're facing consequences." "That's not my fault." Dempsey's jaw clenched. "You're not innocent. And you're not invincible," Noah said softly. For a moment, Dempsey's expression shifted. Fear, maybe. Or recognition. Then he turned away abruptly and walked off. Eva exhaled. "He's unraveling." Noah stared after him. "And he's scared." "Yes," she said. "Because truth is the one thing he can't control." Noah leaned against the car, steadying himself. "This is far from over, isn't it?" Ava nodded slowly. "No. But now, the system has to face what it tried to hide." Noah closed his eyes. Finally, for the first time since the airport lights flashed against his skin, he felt a spark of something he hadn't allowed himself to feel. Oh. The news broke before sunrise. Noah woke to his phone exploding with notifications. Hundreds of messages, dozens of missed calls, and headlines flashing across every feed. Officer Dempsey suspended pending investigation. Body cam footage contradicts official report. Civil rights attorney Ava Fletcher files lawsuit on behalf of tech entrepreneur. He stared at the screen, numb. He should have felt triumphant. Vindicated. Something. But all he felt was a hollow ache spreading through his chest. Ava called. "You saw it?" "Yes." "Good. We need to meet." When Noah arrived at her office, Ava was already in her war mode. Papers spread, folders open, eyes sharp. "Internal Affairs submitted their preliminary findings," she said. "Dempsey's being terminated." Noah blinked. "Terminated?" "Yes." He sank into the chair. "It feels too fast." "It's not," Ava replied. "It's overdue." He looked up. "This is big, isn't it?" "It's systemic," she said. "And now it's exposed." The door opened. Ava's assistant entered with a stack of printouts. "Public reaction is intense." Ava skimmed a few pages. Protests forming. Editorials circulating. Calls for reform. Noah rubbed his temples. "Because of me." "No," Ava said. "Because of what he did." She handed him a letter. An official document from the precinct. Noah read the words slowly. "Officer Brandon Dempsey is hereby dismissed for misconduct, falsification of reports, and violation of civil rights protocol." His breath caught. Ava watched him. "You okay?" "I don't know." Before she could answer, the TV in her office blared with breaking news. Dempsey was speaking outside his home, reporters surrounding him. The camera zoomed in. "This is all political," Dempsey barked. "They're ruining my life for one misunderstanding. I served this city for 16 years. 16. And they're throwing me out because some businessman wanted attention." Noah felt his stomach twist. A reporter asked, "What about the body cam footage, sir?" "It contradicts your report." Dempsey stiffened. "That footage was taken out of context." Another reporter stepped forward. "Officer, the footage shows you escalating without cause." Dempsey's face reddened. You people don't know what real policing looks like. You think some tech guy gets to decide how we do our jobs. Ava muted the TV. He's digging his own grave. Noah whispered. He hates me. He hates accountability, Ava corrected. Noah leaned back, closing his eyes. What happens now? Ava opened a folder. We proceed with the lawsuit. Excessive force. False arrest. Civil rights violation. Emotional damages. Noah flinched. Emotional damages. Ava softened. Noah, this affected you. You can't pretend it didn't. He didn't respond. A knock interrupted them. Ortiz peeked inside. Ava said I could come. Ava nodded. Sit. Ortiz sat across from Noah, looking drained. They interviewed me again. I told them everything. Are you okay? Noah asked. Ortiz shrugged. I will be. Dempsey's furious, but it's done. Thank you, Noah said quietly. Ortiz nodded. I'm sorry it took so long. Ava sealed a folder. Your testimony is crucial. Ortiz rubbed his palms together. I'm just trying to do the right thing now. After he left, Noah stared at the door. People like him. How many stay silent? Most, Ava said. That's why this case matters. Later that afternoon, Noah stepped outside the courthouse, preparing for the press. Ava handed him a small sheet. Read from this if you get overwhelmed. Noah, a reporter shouted. How do you respond to Dempsey calling this political? Noah inhaled. I didn't choose this, he said. I didn't want attention. I wanted to go home after a long flight. Instead, I was profiled and detained without cause. This isn't political. It's personal. And it's wrong. Cameras flashed. Another reporter yelled. Do you feel safer now that Dempsey has been fired? Noah hesitated. Safer. Maybe. But safer doesn't mean okay. A hush settled. I'm still processing what happened, Noah said. Because this isn't just about one officer. It's about a system that protects the wrong actions and punishes the truth. I'm grateful for those who spoke up, those who believed me. But this came at a cost. As they walked away, Ava whispered, You handled that perfectly. Noah's eyes stung. It didn't feel perfect. It felt honest, she said. That's what people needed. Back at his apartment that evening, Noah stood in the dark, city lights flickering through his window. He replayed Dempsey's face in his mind. The rage, the denial, the fear. He thought of all the nights he'd traveled abroad feeling valued, respected, human. Here he'd felt small, erased, reduced to black male, suspicious. His phone buzzed. A message from a friend overseas. I saw your speech. Proud of you. Then another. You're making history, my friend. Noah sighed. I didn't want to make history. Alone, he paced the living room. His chest tightened, breath hitching. Emotional cost, that's what Ava called it. But naming it didn't make it easier. He sat on the couch, hands trembling. He whispered to himself, Why does justice hurt this much? A soft knock broke the silence. Ava stood at the door holding a folder. I brought the settlement draft. He let her in. Noah, she said gently, you don't have to be strong every second. He swallowed. Feels like I do. You don't, Ava replied. Strength isn't the absence of pain. It's surviving it. He looked down. It still feels heavy. It will, she said. But heaviness doesn't mean defeat. He nodded slowly. Ava sat beside him. Dempsey fell. But you stood. Noah closed his eyes, exhaustion washing over him. We're almost through, she whispered. A small, fragile breath escaped him. Almost. The airport looked different this time. Not visually. The same glass walls, the same steel beams, the same taxi horns blaring outside. But for Noah Reed, stepping through the sliding doors felt like walking back into the moment that cracked his world open. Only this time he wasn't alone and he wasn't invisible. Ava walked beside him, reviewing paperwork. The settlement meeting is in 20 minutes. You ready? No, Noah admitted softly. But I'm here. That's enough. As they crossed the plaza, a woman approached, hesitating. Excuse me, are you Noah Reed? Noah blinked. Yes. She offered a warm, nervous smile. I saw the news. I just wanted to say, thank you. For speaking up. He nodded slowly. Thank you. Ava whispered. People see you now. It's strange, Noah murmured. Being seen and not being targeted. A teen nearby lifted a phone slightly, waiting. Mr. Reed, can I take a picture? For my brother. You're his hero. Noah hesitated. I'm not trying to be anyone's hero. I know, the teen said. But you helped people understand. My brother watched your interview 3 times. Ava nudged him. 1 picture. Noah managed a tired smile and posed. The teen thanked him and hurried off. As they resumed walking, Noah exhaled. Why does kindness feel heavier than anger? Because you're still healing, Ava said. Healing is heavy. They reached the crosswalk. A police cruiser sat idling at the curb. The officer inside looked up, recognized him, and gave a respectful nod. Noah's stomach tightened reflexively, but he forced himself to nod back. Ava noticed. You okay? No, Noah whispered. But I'm not running. They approached the precinct annex building where the settlement meeting would take place. Protest signs from previous days still leaned against a wall. Messages about justice, accountability, reform. Noah brushed his fingers lightly across one. I still feel like this shouldn't have happened, he said. It shouldn't, Ava agreed. But it did. And you forced it into the light. They stepped inside a conference room where the city attorney and the police chief were waiting. The chief stood uncomfortable. Mr. Reed, he began. We want to apologize. Ava cut in coldly. We'll address the apology after we finalize the agreement. The chief nodded, chastened. The city attorney cleared his throat. We're prepared to meet all terms. Policy revisions, officer retraining, body cam enforcement audits, and financial compensation. Noah leaned back. I don't care about the money. It's symbolic, Ava reminded him. Not the meaning, just the consequence. The chief spoke again. The department will also issue a formal statement acknowledging wrongdoing. Noah studied the man's face. Sincere worry mixed with administrative fear. Good, Noah said quietly. But make sure you mean it. The chief swallowed. We will. After signatures, acknowledgements, and final confirmations, the meeting ended. As Noah and Ava stepped outside, the afternoon sun reflected off the airport windows in a way that almost hurt his eyes. Ava stopped on the walkway, facing him. How do you feel? I expected relief, Noah said. But it's more complicated. Of course it is. He looked up. Does it ever get easier? Ava sighed. No. But you learn how to carry it without losing yourself. A moment passed before Noah asked, do you think people actually change? Ava considered this. People. Sometimes. Systems. Only when someone forces the shift. And I forced a shift. You forced a reckoning. They started walking again, moving slowly toward the terminal. Noah heard the rhythmic hum of rolling luggage, the clack of heels on tile, the echo of voices. Ordinary sounds, ones he didn't fully trust yet. A little girl tugged her mother's sleeve and pointed. Mommy, that's him. From the video. The mother hushed her gently and mouthed, thank you to Noah before walking away. He watched them disappear into the crowd. I never wanted to be recognizable. But you are, Ava said. And you used that visibility to open a door for others. He nodded absently. The world knows my name, because I was stopped for nothing. Ava looked at him with softened eyes. No. They know your name because you stood your ground. They know your name because you refused to be rewritten. Noah's voice cracked unexpectedly. I'm tired of being rewritten. Ava placed a steady hand on his arm. Then write yourself forward. He breathed deeply, letting the air settle into him. Slowly, thoughtfully, painfully. A family walked by, whispering his name as if honoring it. A group of travelers stepped aside to give him space. A security guard nodded respectfully. Noah felt a tension loosen in his chest. Not gone, but different. "I think I'm finally understanding," he said. "Understanding what?" Eva asked. "That justice doesn't erase what happened," he murmured. "It just prevents silence from burying it." Eva smiled. "Exactly." They reached the terminal entrance. Noah paused. "This," he said quietly, "is where it began. And look where you are now," Eva replied. He looked at the automatic doors. Clean glass, glowing lights behind them, people rushing in and out as if the world was still spinning correctly. "Noah," Eva said, voice gentle but strong, "step through." So he did. And for the first time since the night Officer Dempsey's lights washed over him, Noah walked through the airport without shrinking, without scanning for danger, without questioning his right to stand on his own country's pavement. He didn't walk faster. He didn't walk smaller. He walked forward, past the threshold, past the fear, past the weight of someone else's story, into a different light, into his own.